Hello everyone, welcome or welcome back. I'm Dee and this is Dee's Reading Lounge. This is where I'm sharing my love for reading at my own pace. So in this video, guys, I am going to be sharing some of the books that I've added to my collection that's in the romance genre. And historically, romance has not been like a genre that I was really interested in reading as an adult woman. And this wasn't really a popular genre. A lot of people really weren't reading a lot of romances a few years back on YouTube. And so since I started back reading in the summer, I've been seeing lots and lots more creators indulging in romance novels. So I thought I would give it a try as well. And so I'm going to share some of the books that I have added to my collection over the months, okay? And so the first book is by an author I have always wanted to read. Her name is Beverly Jenkins. I have heard that she's like the GOAT of romance, but I've never gotten into her, and I really want to dive into her novels and see what everybody is talking about. And so this one is called Josephine, and I thought I would just pick this one up because a lot of her novels are sold on Amazon, but they're in that mass paperback form. I really don't like that. And so this book was offered in a regular paperback. And so I just took a chance and went ahead and purchased it. It was not, I don't think, all that expensive, or maybe it was. I think this book was about $15. Not sure why certain authors' books are more than other authors. I have noticed a lot of maybe indie authors or non-popular authors, their books that are offered on Amazon seem to be a little bit more pricey. But anyway, in order to support the author, I went ahead and picked her book up because I've heard nothing but good things about her. And so let me just read the back of the book to give you a brief synopsis about what this is about. So it says, Josephine Bess has it all figured out, just 17. She's been to college. She has her own hairdressing shop, and nothing will distract her from her goals. That is until handsome George Brooks begins to pursue her. Then the return of her childhood nemesis complicates her life even further. So that sounded interesting enough, and this is a pretty short read, 225 pages. And so I thought that would be a good start for getting into Miss Beverly Jenkins. So the next book was a book by an author I've never heard of anybody talk about this book. And this one is called The Love Script, and just bought it on a budget, of course. I bought it on a budget, but at a whim because this was not really on my radar, but I knew I wanted to purchase some romance books, and the premise sounded decent enough. So it says, Nevaeh Richards loves making those in the spotlight shine, but prefers the anonymity of staying behind her stylish chair where no one noticed her. But when a photo of Nevaeh and Hollywood A-lister Lamont Booker goes viral for all the wrong reasons, her quiet life becomes the #1 trending topic. And so I love this cover. Look at that. And so I went ahead and picked this one up. This one is a longer read, a little over 300 pages. And so the next one is by Talia Hibbert, Get a Life, Chloe Brown. I've heard plenty of people, talk about this series. This is a book series. I think it has about 4 or 5 books in the series. And I only got the one because I wanted to see how the first one went before I start buying all these books in the series, and I never finished them. I don't want to start something and don't finish them. I kind of want to change what I've been doing in my life regarding books and other things in terms of procrastination, starting and finishing them. So I started with book #1, and it sounded interesting enough. It says, Chloe Brown is a chronically ill computer geek with a goal, a plan, and a list. After almost but not quite dying, she comes up with 7 directives to help her get a life, and she's already completed the first, finally moving out of her glamorous family mansion. And it involves romances. So the series of book follows different characters and their life and them finding love, I guess. And so Get a Life, Chloe Brown by Talia Hibbert. The next one is by Love Belvin, and this one is called The Left of Love. And this one was recommended by, I think, Ashley. I don't remember her last name. But she did a video on Black love and books, Black books, romance books that she recommended. And so, of course, she had a lot of them to recommend, but being on a budget and trying to, not go overboard with these books. And I didn't buy all of these books at one time. Some of them I've had for a few months. Some of them I newly purchased. But anyway, couldn't get all of them. So I started with this one that she recommended. And it's about Black love. She said it was really good. I'm not going to get into the synopsis of it. Well, maybe I will a little bit. Let's see. She's from a lakeside suburb, padded by two parents, and overindulgent godmother, and all the amenities of affluence they can provide her. But that's not enough. Kennedy wants to experience the full benefits of the femininity at the tender age of 21, a task she takes on at college, and one she's more than determined to fulfill. Okay, we're going to stop reading right there because I have no idea where this is going, but this is supposed to be a romance book, Black love. And so the next one is by an author that I've been hearing really good things about, and this is Taylor Jenkins Reid. And so her novels seem to be about romance, love, but complicated love. That's the feeling that I'm getting from her books when I read like the synopsis of the book. So this first one is Forever Interrupted. Even that title kind of leads you to believe that there's something complicated in this particular love story. So it says Elsie Porter is an average 20-something, and yet what happens to her is anything but ordinary. On a rainy day, New Year's Day, she's headed out to pick up a pizza. For one, she isn't expecting to see anyone else in the shop, much less the adorable and charming Ben Ross. Their chemistry is instant and electric. Ben cannot even wait 24 hours before asking to see her. Within weeks, they fall in love, they're married, and I think a few days later, the male in the story is killed. And so she has to navigate that. I couldn't even imagine going through something like that. And so I know that's probably going to be a tearjerker. So the next one is called One True Loves by same author, Taylor Jenkins Reid. And it says, in her 20s, Emma Blair marries her high school sweetheart, Jesse. They build a life for themselves far away from the expectations of their parents and the people of their hometown in Massachusetts. They travel the world together, Emma as a freelance writer, Jesse as a production assistant on a nature documentary. Let's see here. On their first wedding anniversary, Jesse is on assignment and he goes missing and lost forever. And so again, same type of synopsis. Love gone wrong or interrupted, if you will, like this book title. So we'll see how I enjoy that trope. Is that what it's called, a trope? The next one is by Abby Jimenez. This is a very, very popular series, and so I wanted to see what it was all about. What everybody was talking about. So I did pick up this book. It's Part of Your World. I believe this is book 1 in a duology. And I'm not going to go into what it's all about. If you're watching this video, I'm new. You're probably not new. And so you probably already know what these two books are about. So this is the second one, I believe, Yours Truly. And so I'll start with book number 1, and then I will read this one at some point, Yours Truly. And I'm not going to talk about the synopsis, as well as I'm not going to talk about the synopsis with this one either. This one is by Kennedy Ryan, and she's loved here on YouTube and just the internet in general. Before I Let Go, and then Kennedy Ryan, This Could Be Us. Again, like a complicated love story, I believe. Every time someone starts to talk about these books, I skip through just because I don't want to spoil the book for me. So I only have one more book to share with you, and this one is The Art of Scandal, and this one is by Regina Black. I'm not sure if I showed you guys this book like in that haul that I did. I might have, but this is I would say a darker romance because it involves the cheating trope and things like that. And so I don't know how it turns out, but we'll see. It sounds interesting enough. Never heard anything about this author, but she is a former civil rights litigator, current law school administrator, and a lifelong romance reader. So I'm looking forward to reading her book. So those are the 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11 books I want to share in the romance genre. Hopefully this will be a genre that I will enjoy. I feel like reading light, fluffy romance as well as complicated love, things like that, because that is probably something more that I can relate to, complicated love, as well as, you know, happy, people just being happy in love. So I'm looking forward to getting to these books. Don't know when I'm going to get them read. They will go into my TBR jar, or I will randomly pick them off of my shelf as we go throughout this reading journey. So let me know if you recommend any of these books I showed, if you have read any of these books I showed, and what book out of the ones that I have showed that you would recommend me starting with, because I don't think since I've been back reading, I have read a romance novel yet. So let me know which one I should start with. Thanks for watching, guys, and I'll see you in the next video.